Are you eating raviolis?
You don't want you to feed it to her.
Are you eating raviolis, big girl? Tell them what we're making for dinner.
What are you making? Hey guys, as you can tell, we're always in the kitchen cooking fried chicken. Nah, but she's going to make Dorito salad. That's what it's called, right? Dorito taco salad. And if y'all never had that before, y'all should definitely try it. She always has to have corn. You're making 2 meat? Can you take some?
I just grabbed. I wasn't trying to eat this. The sour cream doesn't go there.
Oh, minus sour cream. Corn, the meat, the cheese. You had to have a little bit of Catalina dressing, pinto beans, and taco seasoning. That's pretty much it. You can add whatever you want in it.
I'm gonna see if my kids like this.
I'm gonna see if I like this. Is this good?
Yes, that's good.
It is? Oh, I'm gonna try it. Okay, I'm gonna drink it.
Drink it. It says that it has fruits and veggies, and my kids don't really like veggies, so let's see if they like it. Big girl.
Can you suck it up? Suck it up sometimes. She comes out.
Yes. Hi, big girl. Big girl. Yay, mama. I'm cooking hamburger meat.
You should be in
While my meat's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and make some beans and the corn. Hey, it's okay. We need more ideas for dinner. I'm a picky eater. I don't really like much stuff. But we need more things to cook. Okay, the meat's done. Actually, pretty much everything is done. So I'm going to go ahead and make our plates. Here's the meat. I put some taco seasoning in it. And then we have our beans, and then we have our corn. So I'm just gonna mix all this stuff together. Dude, I'm trying to record. Let's see how it tastes. Say, I want it. I want it.
After it's all mixed. Yummy.
We got something right there.
What? Some corn? What are we talking about? What we eat? Just kidding. I gotta watch myself.
Too loud. Oh, Kool-Aid. Oh, people want to know, was it hard being pregnant together?
Was it? I don't think it was for me, but maybe for her. I actually don't remember.
I don't think it was too hard because when you were pregnant, I was like already 5 months pregnant. When we found out you were pregnant, I was 6 months. And then
My pregnant was a secret, right?
yeah, we didn't tell anybody you were pregnant. We didn't tell anybody she was pregnant until we brought Xylee home from the hospital, and she was already 4.5 months or so.
When you did the video.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we didn't know what was gonna happen with Xylee, so we didn't tell anybody that she was pregnant. Actually, in my other video that I posted to Facebook saying, I didn't tell anybody that I even had Xylee. People knew that I was pregnant with Xylee, but nobody knew anything was wrong with her, and nobody knew that I was going in, to have her. Since I didn't know what was gonna happen with her, I didn't tell people when I was gonna deliver. I just only told some close family. So when Xylee was released from the hospital, she was about 7 days old. I went live on Facebook and I told everybody the story of what was happening with her. And then I showed her in the video. That's how they knew that I had her. And then that same video, we announced that she was expecting. And oh yeah, the day that they told us that we could take Xylee home from the hospital was the day they called us to tell us that she was having a boy from her your genetic testing. And that day they told us that he had trisomy 13. Remember that? And her doctor told her, she said, the test is 99.9% accurate, and that she was recommending that she have an abortion, and that trisomy 13, that he wouldn't make it very long, maybe a year, but that she was suggesting that she have an abortion. And she said, I know that you're probably second guessing this, and she's like, and if you want to, what did she say, if you want a second opinion, I'll refer you to a maternal fetal specialist, which is the same doctors that I saw for Xylee. So we had good news because Xylee was coming home, just to turn around and have bad news because they told us that. My hormones were out of whack. I was all crazy. I didn't know whether to be happy, whether to be sad. I was just crying uncontrollably.
Same with me. Like I couldn't, like, what is it like?
Like we wanted to celebrate because Xylee was coming home, but then we were like,
what if that in the back of your head?
What if something's wrong with Daddy? And I was really sad too because I was praying. You know, I was like, if something was gonna happen to Xylee and she wasn't gonna make it, I was praying that her insemination would take, so that we could have another baby, we could look forward to it. So then when the day that we found out that Xylee was okay, just to find out that Daddy might not make it, I was really upset because I felt like
another round.
Yeah, I prayed for the wrong thing. I was like, I didn't mean like have Xylee survive, but have Daddy. Like it was really emotional.
Who had the worst pregnancy though?
You.
I think you did
emotionally, not physically.
Yeah, physically. I was in pain all the time.
Your sciatic nerve. I only had a little bit of pain with Xylee. I only had pain when, around the time that we had found out that something was wrong with her, I had pain because her head grew so fast. Her head, like in a matter of a few weeks, her head grew to be twice the size that it was supposed to be at her gestational age. It was measuring 6 weeks bigger than a baby her size. But her head grew so big inside my pelvic area that my body didn't adapt, and she was head down. So I was in pain for a very long time until my body, I guess, adapted. But I had like morning sickness, and my morning sickness was bad. But she didn't start getting like bigger to where the pregnancy was actually like affecting what she could do. She didn't start getting bigger until after I had Xylee. So you were around like 6 months when she really started showing. And then it was hard in the end when you were almost ready to deliver. It was hard because Xylee was still a newborn. So I got pregnant in January of 2017. I found out I was pregnant January 31st. I know the day. It was a Tuesday. Xylee, we're over here, baby.
You don't push Mama
Then
away.
we found out on May 31st, we found out something was wrong with Xylee. And you inseminated like June, the middle of June. Then
The end of June, I found out. I don't
maybe
even know.
yeah, early July she found out she was pregnant. And then I was supposed to be due in October of 2017, but with the complications I had Xylee September 15th. And then she was due March 8th. And she had him February 28th. But I had a lot of morning sickness.
Come here, Mama. Huh?
Did you have morning sickness?
I did have morning sickness all the way till like 5 months, 6
But
months.
you never really threw up, right? See, I had morning sickness and I would throw up.
No, I thought I did, right?
You threw up a little bit, like sometimes.
So what did I have? Just
No, it's morning sickness, but some people just feel nauseous and don't ever throw up. Like, we actually threw up. I felt nauseous until about 7 months. Like, around 7 months it went away. But I was throwing up, like, almost every day until 5 months. Where you going, baby? Oh, I remember we got engaged in 2016. How did you propose to me?
I took you out to, what is it? Gullah Gullah Island? Is it that one? Gullah Gullah?
What is that?
You never watched that cartoon? Oh man, I'm probably saying it wrong anyways. How did I propose to you?
She didn't propose to me. We had gone on a cruise for vacation, and we were shopping around in Mexico. Is it Cozumel?
No, we were at Cayman Islands.
We were somewhere. We went on a cruise ship, and we stopped at one of our destinations, and we were inside a jewelry store. And she was like, oh, like looking at rings and stuff. And then I was like, oh, that ring's pretty. And she's like, you want a ring? I was like, yeah. So she just ends up buying me a ring, and then like
Putting it on her finger.
she just put it on her finger, and that was it. And then I was like, you know, this is the
She's not, I don't think she has the option to say yes or no. You know, you just put
Yeah,
it
but
on and you're going to go with the flow.
she just put it on this finger, and I was like, what does this mean? You know, because this is the finger, right? And we were.
He wants you.
Whenever we were on the cruise ship was heading home, we were heading to the port or to the dock, whatever it's called. We were getting off, and I was like, so if people ask me if we're engaged, am I supposed to say yes? And she was like, yeah. And I told her, okay, what am I going to tell them? And she was like, oh, make up a good story about how I proposed. No, I'm gonna tell
Fantasy story. I wanted to tell a fantasy story.
the real story. But anyways, that was like in May of 2016 that she proposed. And then we decided like in October of 2016 that we were gonna get married in 2017. So we actually picked our wedding date in January. In January, we decided that we wanted to get married, and the venue that we chose had an opening date in March. And they said, if you pick this day, since it's so close, we'll give you like a huge discount on the venue. So we were like, well, there's no like specific date we want to get married, so let's get married now. We had the money, and we were like, let's do it. So we got married. We picked the date in January to get married in March. But then in the end of January, we found out we were pregnant. So a lot of people think that we had a shotgun wedding, but we didn't. We knew we were gonna get married before we knew we were gonna get pregnant. So it just happened to work out that we hid my pregnancy until my wedding, and we revealed it at the wedding. And I'll insert a clip for you guys to see where we told everybody that we were expecting.
Okay, what's the answer?
So me and Babe finished dinner, and Babe's cleaning up the kitchen. So I brought the kids to the room to play. So I think we were talking about our pregnancies, but some people were asking us how it is being pregnant at the same time, and I think I already answered that question, but I just wanted to, the hardest part was after I had Xylee, being a first-time mom and learning all the joys of motherhood. And look, and she was pregnant, so she could only help so much. I mean, don't get me wrong, she helped me tremendously, but it became a point in time where like I needed her to rest so she could be comfortable. And so I was kind of trying to take care of Xylee, and there was a lot of tears. I cried, she cried, Xylee cried. It was a tough time. And then I had postpartum depression, and that is real, y'all. If you had that, or if you have it, get help. Talk to somebody. Talk to me. Don't suffer in silence, because it's hard. I thought I had to be a super mom, and I thought I had to work and be a great employee and a great boss and be the best mom and still be a good wife. And it was super hard. I don't remember exactly what we were, I think I was trying to transition Xylee to her crib. So we had her crib like sidecar to our bed, and I would nurse her, and then I would try to like slide her over to the crib, and she would wake up. And because we co-slept with Xylee, but I wanted her to learn to sleep on her own so that when he came, we wouldn't have two small babies in the bed together. So I was trying to transition her, and it was really hard. She would cry, and I would get frustrated, so I would nurse her back to sleep and do it again all over again. And then like it would be late at night, and I would be crying, and Xylee would be crying, and then my wife would be crying because she needed sleep. And I felt like I was failing as a mom because I joined all these mom groups on Facebook, and they were all telling me, they weren't telling me, but they were saying anybody who co-slept was a bad parent. And so I felt like I needed to transition her to her own bed because of SIDS and all of those things. And I ended up transitioning her. I ended up getting her to sleep in her own bed. It took a little while, but I ended up getting her to sleep in there. But besides that, the postpartum depression was just really hard. Not only that, we were scared if something was going to be wrong with him. And we kept going to all the appointments, and he looked good in every single scan. So we eventually stopped worrying because we knew that things were going to be okay. But Xylee, we didn't know, because I think we didn't find out until 6 months that the vessel had gotten really small. And if you guys don't know what I'm referring to, I'll put the video link below so you guys can watch that video as far as what's going on with my daughter and her health. But anyways, it was a little while before we knew that Xylee was gonna be okay, as good as she could have been. So I was always worried that something was gonna happen to her, and I wanted to spend every single second with her. I've only been away from Xylie overnight maybe 1 or 2 times because I was scared. So she was with me 24/7. And then this little dude came, right? Whoa. 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 We're trying to teach Zyrus how to walk. Let's see if he will walk for you guys. Look, Daddy. Come on. Yay, Daddy. Yay. See, I walked. I walked. Can you do it again? Can you do it again? Let me see. Yay, you stand up, baby. Let's see. Let's see. Yay. Let's see. Okay, guys. It is time for me to take them a bath, change them into their PJs, and I'm not even gonna lie, I would tell you that I'm gonna put them to bed, but my kids go to sleep whenever they feel like it. So I don't know what time it is now, but they probably won't be asleep for a couple more hours. So at least we can get ready for bed, right? We can make an attempt. So make sure you guys comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, share if you can, tell your friends about us. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I think we have 120 something now. So thank you guys for the 100 subscribers, because we literally got 100 subscribers within a week. We went from 20 to 120 in like a week. So I'm so thankful for you guys. So let's see if we can get to 1,000. And remember, when we get to 1,000, we'll be doing a giveaway. So if you guys have any questions, comments, anything, go ahead and leave a comment below and we will answer them. And we will see you guys later. Bye.